I was in an incident at a church that I've been going to for 20 years where I was assaulted by one of the security guards. And if every lawyer I seem to call wants to sue the church, but it's not their fault.
Oh, wait.
The gentleman sued individually, and I can't find anybody. They all want to sue the church.
Are you kidding? How badly were you hurt?
Yeah.
How badly were you hurt?
I have permanent nerve damage in my hand.
What kind of job do you do?
I'm a full-time student.
Okay. And how old are you?
I'm 38 years old.
And what kind of studies are you doing?
Humanities is my major.
Okay, so not only can you use your hand now?
Yeah, but it's just numb.
Okay. So
what had happened was the gentleman just out of nowhere grabbed me and tried to throw me on a baby, basically. And I basically saved the baby's life. And then he turned around and pushed me down and cuffed me. Now, I wasn't under arrest, and there's been incidents with this gentleman before, but I don't help the church. I've been there for 20 years. I can't help the churches make mistakes. But I don't want them sued. I want this gentleman sued. I've gone to the police to make a report where they're investigating, but I still want him sued.
Here's the problem you face. When you get lawyers to take cases on contingency, you basically need a few things. Number one, you need liability. So if the person assaulted you and it wasn't acting in self-defense, you probably have liability there. Two, if it was false arrest, you probably have liability there. The question then becomes, is the security guard on the payroll of some security company, or is he on the payroll of the church? The reason
they're contracted.
Oh, is it one? Okay. Well, the problem with what you're facing is whether or not, if you get a judgment, it's going to be binding on somebody who has money to pay it, or whether there's insurance to cover it.
Money, though.
So lawyers like to get involved in cases where you can sue and not only get a judgment, but collect it, that being insurance or somebody with a deep pocket. So you need to find someone who's not not a member of that church, and you know, it's not that the church is doing anything, quote, religiously wrong. It may well have hired somebody who doesn't have the appropriate licenses. This guy may have
he's a police officer who does that as a side job.
Oh, really?
You get it?
So why?
Yeah.
Why did he cuff you in the first place?
Because it's just out of anger, really. He just out of anger, man.
Shannon, what made him angry?
Honestly, nothing I did. He just grabbed me out of nowhere after a Sunday service and was grabbing me, and I didn't know where he was going to take me. Now, in the past, this gentleman and I have had words, but I've never bothered him. He's always come to me. He's a married man with children. I'm a single guy who's been coming to this place for 20 years, never had a problem. And for the past couple of times, it's kind of been like, we're men, let's just let this thing fade out. But this time, man, he lost it.
You know,
and he almost killed a baby by throwing me on a baby. Lucky enough, I caught the baby, and I had to perform like CPR because the baby was out of breath. Man, it was just crazy.
Wow!
And like 4,000 people in the church are watching this.
When you go to
church, no lawyer wants to take it.
When you go to church, you want to talk to God, not the security officer.
Not the guard. God, not guard.
And what are guards doing inside of churches today? Is that something common, or?
Well, from what I understand, this gentleman, they said that he's always wanted to be friends with me, right? But I'm very leery about gentlemen who are married, who have children, who have houses, that want to be friends with someone who doesn't. Lets me know that there's something wrong with you.
Okay,
if I had all that, I'd mind my own business and be worried about my wife. Since then, he's been fired.
Oh.
He's been fired.
Well, you know, this is a case that you want to go through on. It sounds like he was actually working for the church. He was not working for the agency. You will have to end up most probably suing the church in this situation, unless he was working for a security agency. He may not be fit to be still holding a job as a cop. I don't know that. But you need to find someone who will not only sue him, but will also sue the church. And you might need to find...
Could you refer me to someone who would take it on a contingency?
What police department do you work for?
Actually, that I don't know. I know it's not LAPD.
Shannon, what do you want as a result of this? If you could get what you want, what would that be?
Well, actually, I'd like to, like I told the police, I want him put away. First of all, you assault me, and I'm damaged for the rest of my life.
Okay, look,
and I want you to
Shannon,
compensate me.
Okay, that was a simple question. I appreciate the answer. Let me get back to you on this now. If you want to be compensated for your injuries, as my partner says, you're going to have to sue everybody in sight, and that would include the church. If all you want is for this guy to not be a licensed guard anymore, you can either sue him individually, which would raise the issue, or you can go directly to the state agency that licenses guards. You could do that.
Probably not licensed, I would bet. I bet you doesn't have a guard license.
If he's
how much are your medical expenses?
Well, what happens is I don't have insurance, right? So what happened was I went to a clinic. I went to a clinic for a doctor to look at me, and he was the one that diagnosed the nerve damage because he put the handcuffs on me so hard, it dug into my wrist, and I have scars.
How long ago this happened?
And they didn't, from what I understand, they didn't want him to do all that because they couldn't understand why he was coming after me. You get it? Like, no one understood why he did that.
Shannon, when did this happen?
April 4th of last year.
Okay, well,
and I'm still working on it.
You may have a 1 year statute of limitations for assault and battery, which was not changed, I believe, by the amendments to 2 years. So you're running out of time.
Could you refer me to a lawyer?
Here's what you do: call me at the 800 number between 10 and 12 on Friday in the morning, and I'll talk to you somewhere off the air. Maybe I can get you someplace. Okay?
Okay, 10 and 12 on Friday. Thank you, guys.
Okay.
Take care.
Thanks, Shannon. Thanks for the call.
Man, I would not want to go to that church and be just doing all my...
I know people sometimes put their hands together, but that's ridiculous.
Well, but there's always two sides to every story.